when you get done, it is important that you make sure your citations are in alphabetical order based on the first letters of the entries. A lot of people would like to highlight and use their sort options for paragraphs. The only danger to that is that you might not have an author's name, and it might start with quotes before an article title if there is no author. And if that's the case, the sort method won't really work. So it's best to make sure that they are in alphabetical order. Let's just say, for instance, I'm going to cheat here a little bit, give an example of what I mean. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it like it's its own entry. Notice here's an example of something with no author. Back here on the citation machine, I'll go back for you. If there were no author, you would leave these blank, and it would come up looking something like that instead. J and then S. So that is alphabetical right now. If by chance they weren't, you could just highlight, cut, and paste them in the correct order. But it is important that you do hand it in alphabetical order. Double check to make sure that each of the entries you put in the Works Cited page appear cited in this paper somehow. If it's cited in the paper, also be sure it appears down here. A little heads up for you here. It's possible, and I know a number of you did have this happen, where you found two different articles by the same author. There is, of course, a way to cite it in the paper, back in here. There's also a specific way it must be done in the Works Cited page. Well, I'll give you an example. I went to the internet, and all I did was type in multiple sources by the same author. And one of my first choices that I clicked on back in my search, I'll show you. Notice it was the first one. MLA citation, multiple works by the same author. It will show you that when you have the same author writing more than one thing, what you have to do is you put the first entry in, the second article, it's the same first name and last name. So alphabetically it looks like it would appear. You have to decide by the next thing, which would be the first letter of the article title. Well, another thing written by David Bartolome was called Writing with Teachers. So I before W. So I know this is going to be the second one. When that is the case, you do not put the author's name in again. You put 3 dashes, notice, and then a period. So I would suggest that if that ever occurs, let's say, for instance, we get something like Jones, comma, space, Paul, and he wrote another article called Will Steroids Ruin Sports. This is not how it would appear. Same last name, first name, alphabetically S before W. But when you paste it over from the citation machine, get rid of that and put 3 dashes in and a period. Now it's set up correctly. That's how you do multiple authors. There are many other problems and examples of different situations you're going to run into. I would suggest that if you don't have some very simple citations to put in the Works Cited page, if you run into anything that you have a question about, your English teachers and your IT teachers have MLA handbooks we use, and plenty of online sources that we can point you to help you figure out how to do that citation. Don't guess. Ask.